everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Today's class is actually going to be a class that I'm doing live on Friday, May 1st in the evening. I'm teaching a free class live on Zoom with 109 World, which I'm wearing my 109 shirt. I just thought I'd record it for myself as well so that I could post it while still being able to respect the privacy of the participants in the live call. So I will be just having, my camera set up so that I can still upload this for anybody who wants to see it any other time. 109 World is a non-profit organization who does a lot of travel mixed with volunteer. They also do a lot of women's empowerment retreats. They do one once a year. So they do a lot of global work, good for the community, service, things like that. So of course they are impacted by this COVID-19 pandemic. So I'll leave all their information down below. And I was fortunate to be able to attend one of the women's empowerment retreats in August of 2019 in Zion National Park. And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. So during this quarantine, they've been doing a free virtual event every single Friday night. And this Friday, they asked me to teach a relaxing yoga class. I am so honored. I'm so excited. It's just going to be a relaxing flow to close out the week, move us into the weekend. It also kind of winds you down and gets you kind of ready for bed. So I hope you enjoy this class. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me know any thoughts down below. Otherwise, let's get flowing.
I'll let you take over from here and tell everybody what we should expect for the next 40 minutes or so. And you take the lead now. But thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh my gosh, well, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. This is such an honor. I'm so excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I can't wait. The idea is kind of just to unwind from the week. I know the days are a little weird now. It doesn't really feel like a week to weekend sometimes these days, but we're going to try to create some normalcy in the sense of closing out the week and being refreshed and restart for the weekend. Maybe it's relaxing, maybe you're going to do something, whatever it is, but just kind of transitioning between the week and kind of winding down before going to bed tonight. And I think that's it. The 109 team is so amazing. They're a nonprofit. It's a small group of women, and they do such amazing work for the world. They do, service trips and things like that. So it's awesome that they're doing, even though we can't travel or anything like that, it's so nice that we can, still get together virtually for things like this. So thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. So when you're ready, come to the back of your mat to bring your big toes to touch. Splay your knees out wide and crawl your fingertips towards the front of the mat. And I'll go ahead and do this with you. I hope you can continue to hear me throughout class. So at the back of your mat, just begin to melt your chest between your thighs. Feel the weight of your forehead on the earth. And if you want, you can maybe roll your forehead back and forth a little bit to really feel that weight, feel yourself grounding. Allow this child's pose to be the transition from what your day was today, everyday life, to your practice on the mat. So being present here and now, really honoring not only physically on your mat, but being mentally present on your mat as well, focusing on your breath throughout class today. Really making this time count. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale the good, the beautiful that came into your week. Exhale anything else you want to get rid of, anything that won't serve you this weekend. Now inhale, come to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Feel a long spine rooting from your tailbone, shooting out through the crown of your head. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, gaze up. Exhale, cat, press the ground away from you, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, cat, cow, shine your collarbones forward. Exhale, cat, really round and broaden through your shoulder blades. Take a couple of these with your own breath. Maybe you take some other movements that feels good in your spine. Maybe you've been sitting all day. Maybe this is the first time that you're moving your body. So anything that feels good, knowing that that's going to look differently than anyone else on this screen. Really feeling in, maybe close your eyes just to what feels good to your body rather than what you look like. All right, we'll meet in a neutral spine. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Option to kind of roll your wrist out a little bit. And exhale, let's thread the needle. So thread your arm underneath your left shoulder. Place your right shoulder on the earth. Option to leave your left arm here, or option to reach your left arm up towards the top of your mat. Or if a bind is in your practice, option to grab your left hand underneath your right hip crease. And breathe. Focusing on your breath, even in a static posture like this, ringing out in your shoulders. Bring your left arm back up towards the sky, plant it by your face. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, and exhale, plant your right palm down. Other side, inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky, option to roll it out a little, and exhale, thread the needle, bring it underneath your right shoulder this time. And go ahead and take whatever variation you took on the other side, whether that's to plant your palm, to reach it up towards the top of the mat, or to wrap your arm around your back for the bind and grab your left thigh with your right hand. Really just kind of warming up the body here before we move. Bringing out your shoulders, targeting all the areas of the body this evening. All right, bring your right palm up, send your right palm to the earth. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, come to your tabletop. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back to your inverted V shape. Now, option to bend your knees here in your downward facing dog. Take any movement that feels good. Maybe it's bend one knee, bend the other. Always remember you can place a bend in your knees in order to press your chest closer to your thighs. It's more important to have a long spine rather than trying to make that perfect V shape. Press the ground away from you. And we'll meet in stillness. Inhale, gaze to the top of your space. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Slowly tiptoe your feet to behind your wrists so you're hanging heavy over your thighs. Couple options here. Option to grab opposite elbows and sway side to side a little. If it is accessible to you, option to move into gorilla. So that's where you shovel your hands underneath your feet. You bend your knees so much that your toes reach your wrist crease. So this is super nice. It's a little wrist massage. Maybe you wiggle your toes, release your head completely. We do a lot of texting and typing throughout the week. So give yourself a little wrist love. Maybe you shake your head no, shake your head yes. Allow this to be a release of your low back. All right, bring your fingertips to the earth, toe heel your feet to touch, and slowly come up to rise vertebra by vertebra. Slowly, the crown of your head is the last to come up. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Come to Samasthiti, standing at attention. Inhale, bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back and close your eyes. It is at this point in class where I would love for us to set our intention. You came to practice with something in mind, a person, a place, an idea that you would like to dedicate your practice to. Please bring that to the forefront of your mind now. Otherwise, I offer my intention of closing out the week, honoring the hard work that you've put in, honoring this Friday evening before we head off to sleep to feel refreshed and renewed for the weekend ahead. Whatever your intention may be, let's seal it in with a big communal breath. Big inhale through your nose. Big open mouth exhale, manifest it out to your practice. Gently blink your eyes open, bring your palms by your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up to the sky and breathe. Tuck your belly button into your spine. Now make this active, so engage your quadriceps by lifting up on your kneecaps. Rotate your pinky fingers in towards your face. Inhale. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. So grab your left wrist with your right hand. Reach up and over so you feel the space between your left ribs widen. Inhale, come through center, mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up and over. Send your hips over to the right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Send your hips forward. Slight bend in your upper back. Cactus your arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Come up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Place your palms on either your shins or your thighs and breathe. Bend your knees as much as you need to here in order to create a nice long spine. So if that means that you need to place your palms on your thighs, that's perfectly fine. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms, step your left toes back into a low lunge. Breathe here. Get steady in your low lunge. Now plant your left palm. Inhale, twist. So send your right fingers up towards the earth and breathe. Gaze up towards the sky, sorry. Gaze up towards your top hand. Option to come down to your bottom knee if that adds a little stability for you. Otherwise, stay strong as you squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right palm down to the earth. Bring your left knee down. Inhale, low crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up to the sky and breathe. Option to place your palms on your right thigh if that's more accessible to you. Sink your hips closer to the earth. Rotate your pinky fingers towards your face. Inhale. Exhale, half split. Bring your palms to the earth. Walk yourself back. So you're stacking your hips over your left knee. Straighten your front leg. Flex your right toes towards your face and breathe. So relax over your right thigh here. Allow your head to hang heavy. We're all looking pretty differently at this point. That's perfectly fine. Continue to breathe. Focus on your breathing, staying present. Send big, loving breaths to your right hamstring. Allow yourself to release in any areas of tension here. Are you clenching your jaw? Are you furrowing your brow? Continue to breathe. All right, inhale, walk your fingertips back, come back to your low lunge. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. So walk your fingertips towards the left. You're gonna come to face your toes to the wide edge of your mat and come into your wide-legged forward fold. Couple options here. You can just kind of hang out. You can sway side to side a little bit. If it feels good to stretch over to the right and then to the left. Maybe you're able to reach through your fingers. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. End on a high note. Again, continuing to send big, loving breaths to your hamstrings. We're just stretching, warming up the body. Feeling nice and juicy this evening. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Walk your fingertips back towards the front of your mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, open up your hip, bend your knee. Now, if flip dog or wild thing is in your practice, feel free to move into that now. Otherwise, option to roll through your ankle, roll through your hip. Again, this is your practice. I'm just a guide. So anything that feels good in your body, please do it. As long as it's safe, there is no right or wrong way to do this practice. All right, inhale, reach your right toes high to the sky, and exhale, come to your downward facing dog. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big open mouth exhale, let it go. Other side, inhale, gaze to the top of your space. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, hands on your shins or your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach our arms up. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Grab your left wrist, reach up and over. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Send your hips forward, gaze up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, wash over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, right foot steps back this time. kind of stabilize yourself in your low lunge here. Plant your right palm. Inhale, twist. Send your left arm up. Gaze towards your top hand. Again, you always have that option to come down to your bottom knee for some added stability. Otherwise, really press your right heel back towards the back of your mat. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your palms down, up, come down to that bottom knee. Inhale, low crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Sanskrit is hard. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your arms up to the sky and breathe. If you took the option to place your palms on your thighs on the other side, please feel free to do so here. Otherwise, keep your ribs tucked in. Picture your ribs being zipped in like a zipper. Keep your belly button tucked into your spine. Maybe you give me or yourself a little smile. I love it. Inhale. Exhale, half split. Bring your fingertips down. Crawl yourself back so that your hips are stacked over your right knee. Keep your left leg nice and lengthened. Flex your left toes towards your face. Again, give yourself nice big breaths. Release over your thigh. And this side may feel pretty different than your other side. So acknowledging that our bodies, our different sides of our bodies, are not always identical twins, sisters, even distant cousins. So no judgment here. I feel a lot more flexibility in my right than I do on my left. So no judgment if this looks different on this side. Continue to breathe. Inhale, crawl back to your low lunge. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, crawl to the right this time. Toes face the other side and hang heavy. Now, if a headstand is in your practice, option to move into that now. Logan, I'm looking at you. Otherwise, go ahead and plant your right palm right underneath your face and reach your left arm up towards the sky. So we're stretching through our hamstrings, but also doing a little bit of a twist here. Maybe you play with kind of different movements in your hips with whatever feels good. Gaze up. Twisting through your torso, bringing out our organs. Nice detoxifying twist. Inhale. Exhale, other side. Plant your left palm exactly where your right palm is and reach your right palm up towards the sky. Again, anything that felt good on the other side, gazing up. Maybe you roll your wrist out a little bit. Anything that feels good. All right, if you're in a headstand, meet us in our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, come to your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your fingertips back towards the front of the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog, send your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, open up your hip. Now, just make sure you do the same variation on this side. So if you flipped your dog or went into wild thing, please do so here. Or otherwise, maybe roll out your ankle, roll out your hip. Really opening yourself up this evening. Getting yourself nice and warm. Beautiful, everybody. Inhale, reach your left toes high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your toes down towards the earth. This is your last down dog of class, so take a moment to just acknowledge how this feels compared to your first down dog of class, how you're already a lot more warmed up. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale, cleansing, exhale, release. Now inhale, come to a high plank, stack your shoulders over your wrists. And I know you're thinking, Christine, this was supposed to be a relaxing practice. What are you doing? But I promise we won't be here long. Press the ground away from you. We're gonna spend 8 counts coming to our belly with your elbows shaved towards your side body. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Zip your legs in towards each other. Keep your palms by your ribs. Now inhale, cobra pose. Gently peel rib by rib as you lift your torso off of the earth. Keep your toes stamped onto the mat. Little to no weight in your hands. So this really is a strengthening of all of your back muscles. Inhale, 1 inch higher. Exhale, place your left cheek down to the mat. Reverse Savasana. Send your arms by your sides. Option to kind of wiggle your hips out a little bit. Nice work, everybody. Option to close your eyes, catch your breath a little bit. That plank got me going. Whew. All right, bring your chin back into center. Now this time, interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and inhale, come into locust pose. So peel your ribs off, but this time your legs do indeed come off the mat. Continued with your chest expansion as you press your palms in towards each other. Gaze forward. Inhale, 1 inch higher. Exhale, place your right cheek down to the earth. Come to your reverse Savasana, just to the other side. Release your arms. Option to windshield wiper your feet back to back, side to side a little, to allow yourself to completely release your low back. All right, now press yourself up to standing on your knees. So stack your hips, your shoulders over your hips, over your knees. Now place your palms on your low back as if you were gonna slide your fingertips in some pant pockets. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, camel pose. Press your hips towards the front. Guide your gaze across the wall, across the ceiling. If your gaze reaches the back wall, option to place your palms on your heels or keep your palms right where they are. Continue to focus on your breathing as your throat is constricted here. Last inhale. Exhale, slowly retrace your gaze exactly how you came in. Come to sitting on your knees. Place your palms on your thighs and close your eyes. Now, camel is a pretty intense heart opener. It can make us feel dizzy, lightheaded, bring up any sorts of emotions. So take a minute to recover from any sensation camel might have given you. Breathe, feel your heartbeat in your chest. You are here right now. All right, now gently bring your heels out from underneath you. Now that was a pretty big back bend, so we're gonna counter it with the counter posture, so just a seated forward fold here. So send your heels out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms up high, and exhale, seated forward fold, wash over your thighs. Now a couple options here if you want to continue to target your hamstrings. Option to keep your legs nice and straight. But since we have been doing a few back bends here, option to bend your knees as much as you need to and really release over your thighs. So rather than making it any sort of hamstring stretch, you're really allowing yourself to release over your thighs so you can feel that nice lengthening through your entire back here. Maybe you switch it out if you chose one, picking the other, just continuing to breathe. All right, come back up through center. Now this is our last bit of real work. We're gonna spend 8 counts coming back to our back, just a little bit of core before we lay down. So reach your arms forward. We'll go back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring your heels towards your hips. We'll move into bridge pose. So bring your heels so that you can tickle your heels with your fingertips. And inhale, come into bridge. So press through your heels, send your hips up towards the sky. Now, if this feels good to you, option to interlace your fingers behind your back and shovel your shoulder blades underneath for an added chest expansion here. And keep your chin away from your chest, picturing as if there's an orange or a grapefruit there. So you create some nice length through your spine. Inhale, reach your hips 1 inch higher. Exhale, slowly come down vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone. And meet me in Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees out wide. Bring your right palm to your belly, your left palm to your heart, and close your eyes. Now make contact here with your beating heart. Start to slow down your breath. And always know that slowing down your breath has an exact effect on your heart. And know that you can use this as a tool in your toolbox at any point in life. If you're overwhelmed or anxious, you can always step aside, slow down your breath. Being present, taking a moment for yourself, knowing that purposeful action makes such a big difference in your body. Bring your fingertips to the outside of your knees, or your thighs. Close your knees like a book. Bring your knees in, rock side to side a little. Give yourself a little low back massage. Now send your left leg out long. Inhale, squeeze your right knee. Give your right knee a big squeeze. And exhale, come into supine twist. So guide your right knee over towards the left. Gaze over your right shoulder. Option to T or cactus your arms. Close your eyes. I would love for you for a minute to think about how you speak to yourself in your head. I know some of you have may heard this before, but picturing the inner critic. So how do you talk to yourself during practice? Is it, gosh, I'm not flexible. Gosh, I'm not good at this. How did you talk to yourself today? Gosh, I didn't do enough. I'm not enough. I don't look good enough when I look in the mirror. Acknowledge maybe how your inner critic comes into play throughout your day, throughout your week, and throughout this practice. Now let's move to the other side. So bring your right knee back in, switch your legs out, send your right leg out long. Inhale, give your left knee a big squeeze. And exhale, supine twist to the other side. Guide your left knee over. T or cactus your arms, gaze over your left shoulder. And now on the flip side of this, I would love for us to also think about our inner best friend. So speaking to yourself in the way that you would speak to your best friend. Think of how they would speak to you or you would speak to them today. They would say, you looked so strong in practice today. You've been doing the best that you can during this time. You are so strong. I am so proud of you for prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first, prioritizing mental, physical, emotional, spiritual well-being on your mat this evening. I'm so proud of you. You are amazing. Now flip it and think if that's how you talk to yourself. Think of how the world would be if everybody talked to themselves like that. How beautiful. Bring your left knee back into center. Give yourself a big hug and come into happy baby. Grab the inner or outer arches of your feet. Option to rock side to side here for laughing happy baby. Option to grab your calves or your thighs if that's more accessible to you. Maybe you straighten out your legs a little. Anything that feels good. Again, this is your practice. All right, bring both knees into center. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knee. Biggest squeeze of class. Squeeze all of your muscles. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale, Savasana. Send your legs out long. Send your arms out wide. Take any little movements here that you need to take in order to reach complete stillness. Release any furrow in your brow. Unclench any tightness in your jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release control of your breath. Release your muscles from your bones. Now in this Shavasana, feel the weight of the back of your head on the earth. Feel your shoulder blades, your elbows, the backs of your palms. Feel your sacrum, your calves, your heels. All these pressure points on the earth, and feel yourself surrendering to the earth, to this moment, allowing the space below you to hold you up, to support you here. And taking that and acknowledging this as a moment to surrender to the situation that we're all in right now. Knowing that there is nothing we can do. Surrendering to the moment, acknowledging that we are all experiencing the same things. So often It's easy to keep in mind that we all experience the same things, just not at the same time. But I think in this moment, we are all experiencing the same things at the same time. So acknowledging that maybe you're alone, maybe you're not alone, but you feel alone. You just want to give someone a hug. You just want to be a part of a community, to be social, to do the things that you love. Understanding that we are all in this together, and we will all get through this together. Now, if you feel any urge to move out of this Shavasana, continue to stay. Continue to breathe. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to do. And take a moment to acknowledge maybe something that you've had to grieve during this time. Maybe there's been a lot of changes in your relationships, in your home life, in your career, in plans that you've had. Anything that you need to grieve, any changes that you're having a hard time with, and taking a minute to really acknowledge those as real. It's easy to start to think of things and realize that, oh, but that doesn't really matter because someone else is going through something worse. And although that may be the case, it's still important to completely process and grieve the things that you are going through, regardless of what other people are going through, because they are real and it is your life. But also at the same time is completely understanding and completely okay that, you know, we honor our grievances, but also having empathy for those who do have it worse. While we do that, that allows us to be really grateful for the things that we do have. So take a moment to think of a few things right now. Maybe make a list of 3 things that you are incredibly grateful right now. Anything that you're grateful for, maybe it's someone next to you, maybe it's the roof over your house, maybe it's your financial stability, your career stability, maybe it's your yoga mat, anything. Think of just a few things that we can finish off practice with, although with everything going on in the world, and we don't know what's going to happen next. But just know that you are in good hands, and there's always, always, always something to be thankful for. Begin to bring awareness back into your physical body. Make little movements into your fingers and your toes. Roll out through your wrists and your ankles. And reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch as if you just woke up in the morning. Big inhale. Big open mouth, exhale, stretch. Now come into fetal pose. So roll over to your right side. Use your right arm as a pillow, really cradle your head into your arm. Use your left arm as a blanket. Now, Shavasana represents the finish of our practice, believed to be absolutely necessary to reap in all of the benefits of class. And fetal posture representing the rebirth, using what we learned in class to better ourselves and our lives outside of the studio or outside of your room or wherever you are. Transitioning from your mat to everyday life, transitioning from week to weekend. Now keep your eyes closed, use your top arm to push you up to an easy seat. Come to a comfortable seated position, place your palms to your heart. Take a minute to recommit to your intention that you set at the beginning of class today. Acknowledge how you may feel differently about it now than you did at the beginning of class, and the beauty of this practice. Let's seal in class the same way we started, with a big communal breath. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big open mouth, exhale, release, let it go. bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. The yogi, the student, the teacher in me honors and respects the yogi, student, teacher, and each and every one of you. We bow and say one word, Namaste.